What is up, guys? It's me, Jacob, your personal rank 1 healer with you again, and today I'm going to be commentating over 4 games for my 2100 push last week on the Resto Druid, as well as show you my talent choices. Stick around because I always save the best game for last. Let's get into it. For this first game here, it's going to be against the Resto Druid Arms Warrior. These are the talents I'm going to play. I'm actually going to play these talents versus every single team in this series, this 4-game series. Nothing's going to change. A lot of you guys are probably going to ask me between Flourish or Germination, which one to choose. I think they're both good. I personally like Flourish because it allows you to keep your Sin Ward up throughout openers and throughout the game. Basically, now that Verdant Infusion is nerfed, the legendary that allows you to boost all of your hots, it got nerfed by a couple seconds, so now you can't keep your Sin Ward going with 2 Swiftmans in a row. If you use Flourish, however, then you can prolong it to continue that Sin Ward for a very long time in the beginning of the game whenever people are popping their cooldowns. So that's my reasoning behind it. It just feels good. I don't feel like I need Germination. So that's what I'm going to take here. However, I do think Germination does shine a little brighter in 3v3 situations, considering you get more value out of that mastery from having all those hots on your team. But either way, let's get into it. Alright, so against this Resto Druid Warrior team, we're going to try to open up with a Rake Stun as soon as he connects to my Hunter. Not before, not after. I don't want to waste the timing of him running up to my Hunter. I will allow him to connect and then stun him. Just so you guys know, a lot of these games are going to be pretty quick. I'm playing with a Marks Hunter and we kind of tear stuff up. So here I'm going to open with that Rake Stun, the Vortex, the Resonator trinket on him, bash him off of that Rake Stun. He pops his trinket parry to live. He's going to Kyrian me here. I'm simply just going to press that Tranquility immunity to avoid his avatar Kyrian damage on myself. I still have trinket and bark skin in the bag. I'm just going to be keeping my distance from him so that he can't get on me too easily. Adaptive Swarm my teammate. We're going to go ahead and Thorns him now that the warrior is connecting. This is right where you want to be pressing Thorns. It slows the warrior off of him, and if the warrior is able to connect, then the warrior will take damage. I also want to keep in mind that I want to keep Moonfire up as much as I can on the target. There, I casted Fleshcraft because the druid was walking up to me. I didn't want him to get a stun on me, so I just Fleshcrafted, re-stealthed, Rake Stun the warrior, got away. The warrior has Stormbolt for me. I don't want to make it easy for him to get on me. It looks like he's forced to go on my Hunter since he commits a charge there. I know the Druid's coming in for CC on myself, so I Innervate, Overgrowth, Sin Ward, Swiftmend, get everything going on my Hunter before I get crowd controlled there, just to make sure that he's really safe during the CC on me. We get Ironbark from the healer. Here, I use the healer to kite the warrior. I leap to the healer, drop a Vortex on the warrior so that he can't charge me immediately. And the bash on the healer allows my Hunter to trap the healer off of that. The healer's forced to trinket there. Again, we're just going to be reapplying our hots now that the warrior was connecting. Going to Swiftmend and boost all of them. Keeping our distance still now that the warrior still has his Stormbolt available to me. I don't want to make it too easy for him to get a go. I noticed that I dropped a lot of mana there, so I'm just kind of going for a drink, which forces this druid in on me. So I get a free Rake Stun Cyclone on him by canceling my drink and just going for that crowd control. The warrior's popping Avatar, but he's also forced to parry because we have the druid in the crowd control. We get a Binding Shot on the warrior. He Blade Storms it. We've got full hots up on my teammate. I'm also going to be healing the pet a bit. Healer's caught into that scatter shot into the freezing trap, and the warrior goes down. So yeah, we're going to have some quick games here, not going to lie for you guys. So let's just keep moving. Friendly reminder, guys, please be sure to like and sub to the channel if you're enjoying the content. Also, please follow the live stream at the Twitch link below if you want to come watch these games live, ask me any questions that you want, or just hang out, watch the games. But let's get back into it. Alright, going into this game, it's going to be against the Holy Priest Assassination Rogue. It's very likely that the Rogue will try to go me, considering my Hunter can just feign death off the bleeds. So you always want to be careful with these Assassination Rogues as a Resto Druid. Here, I'm just going to come out of stealth with an Overgrowth. I'm just trying to max range so the Rogue can't Shadow Step Kidney me. They do go on my Hunter. I drop the Thorns on him on my Hunter as the Rogue kidneys him. We're going to go ahead and Swiftmend all the hots and Flourish them just to get through that damage. I'm going to leap in for the bash. Vortex Resonator on the Rogue. the rogue trinket evasions and cloaks to get out of my vortex. I get the cyclone off of my hunter's freezing trap here, get the reclone. I'm in a full blind. Although in this situation, I have decent hots for a second here. They're not able to do a ton of damage immediately, so I actually was able to sit that blind and Swiftmend NS my teammate, as also my hunter sacked there is something to keep in mind, to let me sit the blind. So I'm just going to go ahead, re-stealth, rake stun the healer so that my hunter can land that freezing trap, top off my teammate. I wanted to go for the cyclone off that freezing trap, but the healer was in that smoke bomb still. We get the binding shot on the rogue. The healer dispels it. Now the healer is stuck in that binding shot, so I get a free cyclone here as he can't dispel himself. He could have probably faded it, but he did not. I go for the reclone. Just keeping my teammate healthy with that innervate, full hots, with that sin ward as well. We go for an insane freezing trap on the healer there. My hunter manages to land it. We get the healer's trinket. I go in for the bash. Since the rogue is still pretty low, we get the kick on the healer's next cast. We drop a vortex and a root on the rogue, and the rogue goes down. So normally that bash, I would try to save it for the next freezing trap that my hunter is going to throw out. But because we had so much pressure and the healer just trinketed, I figured I would just bash him and try to keep the rogue low, keep the pressure rolling, not let him top. And it was the right choice in that situation. Alright, so here we're going to be fighting another warrior team, but this time with the Resto Shaman. The warrior is going to be running that immunity trinket that makes him immune to the next CC that hits after you CC him one time. My hunter gets a good freezing trap on the healer there into the stun. I cyclone him off. I'm just going to get full hots on my hunter, get the Swiftmend NS. I held my Iron Bark there because my hunter sacked and I thought he could kite. So I didn't use the Iron Bark and I just opted in for that Swiftmend NS. Here I'm going to flourish right before my hots fall off of my hunter, just to keep the Sin Ward and all the hots rolling. So maybe you guys, here I'll rewind it for you. Look at this situation right here. This is why I like to play Flourish. So here the warrior still got his avatar rolling for like 3 seconds or so, so it's about to end. Not super scared or anything. I have my Sin Ward. I have all these hots that are kind of dwindling off right here. And all I have to do, since I don't have Sin Ward for another 16 seconds, I would be forced to try to keep my teammate up without Sin Ward for a very long time if I didn't have Flourish here. So I don't let any of these hots fall off. I just press Flourish. It resets everything. I still have Sin Ward rolling. I can even choose to Swiftmend to boost it again. And then that way my next Sin Ward would roll around. Here I'm just going to Swiftmend, going to use that Soul of the Forest on the next rejuve. Just to focus on the healing rotation there. A lot of you guys are talking about being worried about healing throughput on Druid right now, but that's how I deal with it. I'm going to go ahead and use that Innervate Overgrowth on my teammate there with the just to not use any mana, building some combo points on the Shaman, get the Maim, hoping my Hunter freezing traps the healer off, but I don't know, maybe my Hunter missed a freezing trap or something. I would have to rewind the VOD to see. I thought he would have it there, but either way, the warrior's connecting. I should be looking for Thorns. I use my Thorns, but the warrior is choosing to stay and Fleshcraft. Just going to be keeping my distance so that they can't get a Stormbolt swap onto me. Just going to root the warrior off my teammate. The healer dispels it. Blade Storm's out of it as well. I get a bash, hoping my teammate can trap off of it. Once again, my teammate did manage to trap off of it. It was just a little bit late, but he got it. So I'm just going to stand there, babysit the healer, get a Cyclone off. My Hunter's doing a good job kiting this warrior. I'm going to go for the Reclone, keep my Moonfire up on the warrior for some extra damage to try to finish him off. Building some combo points for free on the healer, drop the Sin Ward on my teammate, just give him an Iron Bark since the warrior's avataring. I chose to Swiftmend to boost all of those hots as well. The healer should be ready for another CC here, coming soon. My Hunter's doing a really good job of kiting this avatar. Just going to be healing my Hunter's pet a little bit since the warrior was getting some pressure on it. I don't want my Hunter's pet to die. Here I just bait a kick from the warrior. I get a free Fleshcraft. I maim him into the vortex, into the resonator stun, and he does go down. Also, I still did have that re-stealth rake stun on the healer off of that freezing trap because of the shadow meld. So I just really like being a Night Elf. just a side note there. But either way, let's get into the finale of the sesh. Alright guys, this is going to be my 2100 game. Let's check it out. It's going to be the Druid Hunter mirror, except for my Hunter is a Marks Hunter and theirs is a BM. Going to be chilling in stealth. As I'm hoping that my Hunter can force their Druid out of stealth first. He does. I just open with a Rake Stun on the Hunter, the Resonator, Vortex Classic Opener, Rebash so that it hits him. We force a decent amount of pressure there. We get the Scatter into the Freezing Trap on their healer. I'm just going to be trying to sit this since I got my Overgrowth on my Hunter there before the Freezing Trap hit me, so I don't have to trinket. Just come out with the Ironbark, Swiftmend, and S. Their Druid's going to be cloning up my Hunter, going for CC on me. I'm just going to go ahead and maim him, try to fake a kick from their Hunter. Keep in mind, this is the highest Druid on the ladder right now, so it's a good little battle. I'm going to be fleshcrafting here because I thought the Druid was going to come in for a bash potentially. He turns it into a maim on my Hunter. I'm just going to go ahead and use my free re-stealth to stun up their Hunter, fake a kick here, get the Sin Ward, Swiftmend. Before I know that I'm about to get CC'd, going to go ahead and trinket this and flourish to get my hots rolling really hard. I go ahead, re-stealth with the Shadow Meld, Rake Stun the healer into the trap because I knew my Hunter had it. We already faked the kick out of their Hunter, so I get a free Cyclone right here. Here's where I want to make a play. Their Hunter is line of sighting their Druid, so I Vortex him back here, and my plan was to bash him, so that way he potentially could die without being able to turtle, or he would be forced to trinket turtle. So I tried to Vortex him out of line of sight into a stun, force him to use that trinket turtle, but he goes ahead, he reads the situation and turtles before I'm able to stun him. So we were able to force that turtle. Just going to go ahead, get a kick there. There's no reason for him to kick me. They have no pressure. I just get the kick out of the way. I get my full hots going before the Druid comes in for CC on me. You always want to be paying attention to when you're about to get CC'd. Make sure you don't let your teammate get caught without anything. There, I get out of that crowd control, luckily. Get the full clone onto the healer off of that scatter into the trap. Gonna go ahead and go for the reclone, but their Hunter does have kick available, which is fine. I'm just gonna go ahead and bash the healer to keep the pressure rolling. The healer's forced to trinket. Here we get a really, really good Cyclone. Keep the Hunter low right when the Druid trinkets to try to top him. So now it pretty much negates anything that was about to happen. Lets our DRs roll back for my Hunter to be able to freezing trap the healer. So now the healer's not able to top his teammate as easily. Just gonna be recloning him here. They're going to do the same thing to my Hunter to try to reset. So the Druid stuns my Hunter into that Cyclone so that he can top his own Hunter, which is fine because their Hunter was actually popping cooldowns in that situation. So again, pay attention. The Moonfire is going to be up a decent amount of time. Here, I'm going to be casting that Tranquility because their Druid's in stealth. So I don't want him to come up to me and stun me for their Hunter to be able to trap me off. So I want him to just come out of stealth without getting any value out of a Rake Stun. So I'm just going to be tranking, and he's going to be forced to come out of stealth and just for healing. He's not going to be able to CC me. So here I just Overgrowth before. Notice their Intimidation stun. I had it on my Omnibar a second ago. It's now back up for their Hunter. I'm very, very aware of this, as all of you guys should be whenever you're playing versus Hunters, especially BM Hunters. Be very aware of the Intimidation stun. BM and Survival Hunters, sorry. So here I really just want to be careful because I know that they can trap me whenever they want. Want to keep my teammate very healthy so that he can't get caught off guard with no hots. Their Druid's faking some Cyclones. I'm just lining a lot, keeping my Moonfire, my hots up. I'm trying to prolong them from stunning me until this Fleshcraft comes up. It just came up this moment, so I was really playing safe until trying to prolong their go until this comes up. I'm watching the pet's positioning. As soon as these pets get in my line, he is going to try to stun me into a freezing trap. So notice the timing on this Fleshcraft. I press it right when the pets get in my line. He stuns into it. Now I'm sitting very pretty. I use my Flourish there as well to extend my hots, considering my Sin Ward won't be up for another 15 seconds and the Hunter is popping cooldowns. So I really want my Sin Ward to not fall off, so I go ahead and Flourish there, which I wouldn't have been able to do if I got stunned in a trap. The game would be a lot different in this moment. Also, notice I'm Thornsing off cooldown. This forces the healer to have to heal the Hunter's pets, as well as the Hunter has to try to make sure that he doesn't let his mend fall off of his pet. There, I'm just going to go for the short stun on the hunter into the leap stun on the healer so that my hunter can trap off, but their healer stealthed as I was leaping at him, as a good druid would do. I dropped the vortex on him to keep him out of stealth, and so that he can't CC me as well. So we get the scatter into the trap on the healer. I fake the kick there, get the regrowth on my teammate, get the moonfire out, and then my hunter finishes off their hunter. And this was a very good way to get my 2100 in the first week of the season. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you like the content, please like the video, please sub to the channel, please come hang out at my Twitch channel, watch these games live, ask any questions you want. I play with stream all the time, so if you guys are hanging out, we'll probably end up playing together. If you're interested in coaching, there will be links down below. We can do VOD review through my Patreon, or you can DM me at my Discord, which will be down below. So just add me on Discord, message me, maybe we can work something out. Either way, again, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I really hope to see you guys in my stream on Twitch. I hope you guys have a really good rest of your day or night wherever you are in the world. Take it easy and peace.